Hey, sports bettors, how's it going? Matt here with OddsJam, here to give you two early bets to lock in for the NFL Week 9. So I do this as the week goes on. I find early value in betting markets, the betting sports books that have mispriced lines when odds first open up. So it's something that I love doing, checking the markets and seeing where sportsbooks have mispriced lines and taking advantage of them. I've done a couple videos now out with some early lines, some for NFL, some for college football, but the logic is the exact same. As lines are constantly changing and moving as sportsbooks receive money, not all of them receive money in the same exact way, and some sportsbooks limit how much money that they will accept when a market first opens so they don't get taken advantage of. But that also means that their odds don't accurately reflect the betting market because they're not changing as quickly as they should because they're limiting how much money they'll accept. So, with all that said, you can find some pretty awesome lines to begin the week. Last week, I locked in the Patriots early. That one hit. Their spread, I locked in their game going under. That one hit. I locked in the Colts Commanders under. That one hit. Now, not every single one of the bets hit, right? Like I had the Eagles under, that didn't hit, right? But more often than not, if you can get in on a line early, it will work out in your advantage. Not 100% of the time, more often than not. Enough for you to be profitable. So, looking at the odds here, the first bet that I wanted to lock in here was this New Orleans Saints money line plus 145 against the Ravens. So first, let me go ahead and lock this in. I'm putting half a unit on this one. This bet is at Ballybet. So this bet has been locked in, half a unit, Saints money line. Now, let me just add this to my bet tracker real quick. So OddsJam, they offer a bet tracker that's completely free. It can also auto sync with your sports books. Now, not every single one. It can't auto sync with all of them. But if you sign up, at least use the bet tracker, you can sync them with like Caesars, PointsBet, WinBet, BetMGM, other sports books. That way you don't have to manually add them, but you still can manually add them. And then OddsJam tracks all your bets for you, grades all your bets automatically for you. But this play specifically, we're looking at the New Orleans Saints money line. Pretty awesome play here. The no vig line calculates this to be about plus 138. I mean, just under plus 137. We can round up to plus 138. And the way this works is OddsJam back-tested betting opportunities to determine what sportsbooks are the best at pricing odds. So they back-tested all these opportunities. Once that information was collected, the data was collected, they found out what sportsbooks are the smartest, the sharpest. They removed the vig using a weighted average from all of those sharp sportsbooks and spits out this number that you see here, which I was pointing at, but obviously you couldn't see that. This number here, this plus 138. So this plus 138 can be viewed as the true line of how a market should truly be priced. The no vig, fair odds, whatever you want to call it. And anywhere in which you can beat that is how you'll be profitable. So plus 145 at Ballybet, it's a pretty good price. I also like it because let's compare it to the rest of the betting market. So again, we got it at plus 145. Right off the bat, if you just click open a play here, it pulls up odds from every sportsbook. It gives you the best odds, which we locked in, and it gives you the average odds. And the average odds, the average is 15 cents lower than what we got it at plus 145. BetOnline, Sharp Sportsbook has it at plus 125. Pinnacle, another Sharp Sportsbook, has it at plus 129. And just look across the board, right? Like, yes, Bookmaker does have it close at plus 144. But look across the board, plus 125, plus 125, plus 125, plus 130, blah, blah, blah. As you can see, no other sportsbook, aside from Bookmaker, it looks like they price it above plus 130. Those are I guess plus 134. So no book prices it above plus 134. Only two price it above plus 130. So this is kind of the example that I'm talking about taking advantage of mispriced lines. If you're just looking at this logically, the Saints money line should be priced lower than what it currently, or should be priced lower than what it currently is. But one sportsbook, Ballybet, has a mispriced line at plus 145. So if we're looking at this logically, it highlights the importance of line shopping for two reasons. Number one, every sportsbook you're signed up with, that just increases your odds of finding an EV play, finding a mispriced line. If I wasn't signed up for Ballybet, this positive expected value bet simply wouldn't exist. I would not have it. And the more sportsbooks you're signed up with, the more sportsbooks you have to compare to confirm that you are, in fact, getting a mispriced line. Like if I was only signed up with, let's say, Tipico and Ballybet, I would know that there's some sort of gap between these two, plus 122 to plus 145. When odds differ that much, just by logic itself, one of them has to be wrong. But without the rest of the betting market to use this context, I would not know. I would not know which one is the mispriced line. But because I'm signed up everywhere in my state, I can tell, oh, this plus 145, that's wrong. I should hit that, which is exactly what I did, half a unit play. For football reasons, I get it. The Ravens, as it seems like every year, just completely banged up. Now, they did have a nice, impressive win against the Bucs last week, but they lost Mark Andrews. Now, he might come back. He's been hurt with a knee injury. He hurt his shoulder on Thursday night. He has the extra rest. He might come back. This is also a Monday night game, to confirm, Monday night game. Gus Edwards got hurt his hamstring. Now, he's also listed as day-to-day. He might be back, but who knows? He was obviously out for over a year with a knee injury. They might not want to rush him back. And then Rashad Bateman, the Ravens' #1 receiver, he's out for this game. The Saints are at home, and they're hot. They literally shut out the Raiders. Now, the Raiders are not as good as the Ravens, but still a very impressive showing from the Saints. So that plus 145 number, I actually really like. I think it's really good. So I locked it in for half a unit. As my first play, early line shopping, Saints money line. The next play that I wanted to lock in here, the Bears plus 5.5, minus 109 at Circa. So this is going to be another play that I'm putting a half of a unit on. As you can see here, that one has been locked in. Let me add this one to my bet tracker. And let's chat about this one as well. So I locked it in at minus 109. Nove odds have this at just above minus 110. And again, if you compare the rest of the sports books, this minus 109 is what we locked in here, plus 5.5. Look at all the other books. Minus 118, minus 138, minus 120, minus 125. They all price it at a minimum 9 cents higher than what Circa has, if not higher. And for a spread and a total, you can view this event page in a new tab. And not only does it pull up the odds for the individual play, like it'll pull up odds individually for the Bears plus 5.5, but it will also pull up where every sportsbook is pricing odds for the spread itself. So we can kind of see whether the 5.5 is a true outlier or not. So as we can see here, the Bears are at plus 5.5 on Circa, but we see some pretty wide ranging results from what this spread should be priced at. A couple books have it at Bears plus 5. Majority of books have it at Bears plus 4.5. And then some of them even have it at Bears plus 4. Now, if we look at the sharp books, Bet Online has this at Bears plus 4.5, and it favors the Bears at that number ever so slightly. Bookmaker has this at Bears plus 4, which is a full 1.5 lower than what we got it at Bears plus 5.5. Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, has this at Bears plus 4.5, also favors the Bears at that number, makes them more expensive to buy at that number. So from line shopping, you can clearly see this Bears plus 5.5 at minus 109 is a clear as day mispriced line, not only from an odds perspective, but from a spread as well. And for a sport like football, which sees the most action out of any sport, the little advantages you can get on a spread, half a point, a full point, in some cases, a full 1.5, which is just insane, is incredibly valuable. The Bears win by exactly 4 or exactly 5, or excuse me, lose by exactly 4 or exactly 5. You would have either pushed or lost every other bet of what the main line, the book, is offering, except for Circa at minus 109. So just an awesome, awesome price that we got here. I locked it in for half a unit, rounding out my second early betting play for NFL Week 9, and that's it. So if you guys are tailing these, let me know. I would love to hear it. Comment on the video with your feedback, but that's it. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.